So hello. Glad you were able to tune back in to our Zentangles Part 2. Last week, we actually talked about what it actually is and saw some examples. And of course, we were able to make some ourselves. We had a great time creating and coming up with some patterns of our own. You guys did a great job with that, by the way. So this week, we're going to continue that. But first, I want to introduce you to Turkey Creek. That's right, it's a wonderful little nature preserve that's nestled right here in Pinson, Alabama. It is beautiful all times of the year, and it's a great place to come and have fun and just relax and enjoy the outdoors. It's also home to a very specific species of fish. It's called the vermilion darter. This happy, colorful looking fish almost was extinct. There was a building project that people wanted to create here in Turkey Creek, but because this guy lives here and only here, people were able to rally behind him and save this particular fish's habitat. Well, great job, Benson. So, what are we going to do with this little fish? Well, we're going to combine this with what we learned last week with the Zentangles. And I've actually created this little handout. And we're going to take this handout and we're going to turn it into something that looks like this. No! How awesome does this look? Look at all those Zentangled patterns inside of those fish. Yeah, I like this one. Look at it. The little kissy fishy. And then also look at this one. Look at this one. Somebody actually Zentangled the water with the fish hopping out of it. It's awesome, right? Oh, we're going to have such a wonderful time with this. Let's go. Okay, guys, so this is one of the ones I was working on here. I got my designs in. First started off with the X's and the different locations here. 4 different X's. And then I started actually filling in the patterns as you see here. This is what I want you to do. I want you to go ahead and get your fish done first. And then once you have the fish completely done the way you want it, then go ahead and you can do the background. That's everything around the fish. I have an example of that too. A second one that I did here, I actually separated my background into 4 different sections, 1, 2, 3, and 4. And of course I started everything with the pencil, and you can do that too until you get kind of comfortable with drawing tangles. Then you can start it off with the pencil, and then once I get everything exactly the way I want it, I went back with the Sharpie. You can see here I drew this particular section in pencil, shaded it in pencil, and now I know exactly where this permanent Sharpie marker is going to go. Okay, you can do that. This section I didn't do anything to. I'm not quite sure what type of tangles I want to put here. I'm not quite sure. Still thinking about it. And I will say this. Some of the best Zentangle designs I've seen, it has an area that's actually shaded in, like some of these areas, and then there's actually areas that are not shaded in as well. I mean, it's like it's both, and technically that's positive and negative space. You know, we'll get into that a little bit later, but just know that some of the best tangles that I've seen actually has a delicate balance of both incorporated in the design. So think about that when you're actually drawing your tangles. Think about, once you're finished drawing, what areas are going to be shaded in and what areas are going to be left open, and try to get that delicate balance going. Okay, and you will yeah, it's a little bit extra time, but you will definitely enjoy the results. It will be time well spent. Trust me on that. Okay, so this is what we're doing today, and I would like you now to go and have fun.
They used to have Chucky Doll and he actually he's real, but he's nice though. Look at my Zentangles.
Oh, I like the letters. Look at you. I'm gonna have to tell you how Zentangles started. It kind of started with, I mean, it's funny that you actually Zentangle letters. They actually started with letters, kind of. There's a person who's a calligrapher who actually, that's like the art of writing letters. if for a lack of, yeah, calligraphy, the art of writing letters. Got with this guy who's a Zen master, and he was a monk, like one of those Buddhist monks that really good at Kung Fu. You know, he got with him and they had lunch one day, and then all of a sudden the guy came in and he was like, "Hello, I'm here for lunch. Knock, knock, knock. Knock, 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 knock. Knock, 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 knock." And the calligrapher never opened the door. It was like, what? When he came in and looked and was trying to find, well, where in the world is my calligrapher friend? And they were busy like calligraphing lots of letters and stuff. And he looked at her and watched her for a minute and was like, "Oh, she's in a Zen-like state. Oh my gosh." And then it was like, "Hello, snap out of it." And she's like, "Oh, hey, how are you? How you doing? I'm sorry, I was calligraphing stuff." Let's go to lunch. And so they started talking about it. It was like, "Hey, you did some really cool stuff. Do you think other people might like to do that?" And so they got together and they started making Zentangles. They made the whole thing up.
It started,
Yeah,
Mr. P.
that's how it started.